It is Friday night and welcome to my kitchen for Kat's Creations, and I'm Kat, live at 5 on a Friday night. I have a feeling it'll kind of be a little bit slow. I think a lot of people have probably packed up their campers, packed up their boats, packed up their dirt toys, or whatever most people do on Memorial Day weekend. Even though Memorial Day isn't, I think, until, what is it, the 31st isn't until Wednesday or Thursday next week, but Monday is the observed holiday. So based on what the consensus voted on, we're doing a fall wreath. And I know you guys are probably like, it's not even Memorial Day yet, and you're already pushing fall. Yes, because if you guys have been around the world of other wreath makers, if you look at what everybody else is making, they're making Halloween, they're making fall. Some people are actually touching into Christmas a little bit, and I know for a lot of us it's like, whoa, that's too much, but that's the way the wreath making industry is. We are about 2 to 3 months out, further than the rest of the retail store channels are. So while everything else is getting beach stuff out, lake stuff out, patriotic stuff, we're moving into the Halloween, fall, and Christmas season. So who do we have?
Audrey's on.
Hi, Audrey.
Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Sandra, Denise, Deb, and Gail.
Hi. I'm thinking about you, Gail. We're totally right on the same path today. I was thinking about, well, we're going to have to exchange phone numbers so that I can do a Facebook Live, like a FaceTime kind of thing when I go out shopping, because I know you're still recovering, but I can take you shopping with me and it kind of give you a sense of getting out of the house a little bit.
And then Diane and Christine said, hi, Kat and Steve, and Sue said, happy Memorial Day.
Yeah,
hi, and
really.
Karen is here. Hi, Karen.
Hi, everyone. So we're going to get started. We're doing a grapevine, and this is what I've noticed. At least this is what I noticed from last year, and I'm trying to recall, and this is where I'm taking diligent notes from a business owner perspective in when do you need to start getting stuff ready. So remember, I told you I jumped into it as a business in September of last year, and I was already way behind the curve. In September, I was starting my Halloween stuff, completely oblivious that I should have been doing more fall, more Christmas. So I am trying to get you guys ramped up and ready. So the one thing that I noticed is that fall had a tendency of going more grapevine, more natural, not as much deco mesh, but I think that may change this year with the way that the industry's gone. So we're going to be doing it on an 18-inch grapevine wreath base. I shared the sign with you guys earlier today. This just says harvest grown here on our farm. So this is great for those people that are still into the farmhouse decor as they're making their transition into the fall. This definitely works. Or for anyone at a farmer's market, this would make a great showpiece for that. This will also get you through your harvest and fall craft fairs. So this would make a really good piece. So you can get your 18-inch grapevines at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. Remember, Hobby Lobby will never put them on sale, but it doesn't mean that you can't go pick them up and just use your 40% off coupon. I know Joann's and Michael's from time to time will. And I like Joann's quality better because it has less of what I call debris, like leaves and pine needles stuck in it. And they're more of a meatier grapevine wood than just like the little stringy things that you may see on some of the wreaths at Hobby Lobby. And then for the most part, the ones at Joann's seem to be more round. Hobby Lobbies have a tendency of being more oval. So that's just my personal preference.
Plus sometimes they're twisted.
Yeah, or they're out of shape. Maybe it's just how they stack them.
And that is an older sign that we have from...
Yeah, this came from the stash. So this, along with an apple one, I didn't want to do the apple one. I wanted to do the harvest fall one. So we're doing it on our grapevine. So you guys know the first thing I always recommend is that you take your wire cutters or a pair of old pliers or even your Betty Crocker scissors, as long as the wood parts are not thick, you just go around and you're going to pick off all of the things that would stick out, scratch the door. So while I'm doing this, you can let me know who's there.
D is on. She says hi. Sorry she has been missing. No problem, D.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Jane said hello, everyone. Carolyn said hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
My high school friend Mariana is on me.
Hi.
Cheryl said hi, Kat and Steve. Lindy said love the sign.
I know, I love the sign
Pam
too.
said hi, Kat. Scarlett said good evening from Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow, that's a long way.
Yeah, and then Doris said hello, friends.
Hi, Doris.
Lisa, Christine said hello. Jane said hey from Piedmont, Alabama. So Huntsville and Piedmont, I wonder how far away they are from each other.
So I'm just curious. I mean, we're not big go away for the holiday weekend people. I mean, I think we did that more before kids. I think where we would all head out, take dirt toys, boats, or whatever, and head out to wherever. But I'm not good with traffic on a holiday weekend with everybody else. So I don't know about you guys. I just like to keep it close to home. But do you guys go away? Do you guys do anything for the Memorial Day weekend?
Give me a minute.
I know. I always forget that.
A lot of people live in Alabama right now. Dorothea says strong storms coming soon here in Northwest Florida the whole weekend.
Wow.
Martin Wreaths by Brenda. She said Scarlett live in Pulaski, Tennessee. Carolyn just got a nice grapevine wreath at Walmart. Awesome.
That's another good place. I have not checked Walmart. And you know what? Later tonight, I have to do some errands after this anyway. So I will probably head over to Walmart and see what Walmart has. But I know theirs are like right around, I want to say like just under $4 for their grapevines.
Valerie said hello. Jean said hi, everyone. Donna said hi, Kat and Steve. Enjoy your holiday weekend. We will.
I think we're enjoying it more because Steve doesn't have to work.
Monday, I'm off.
Yeah, that's what we enjoy the most.
And then Linda said hello from Russellville, Arkansas.
Hi, Linda.
Carol from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Hi, Carol. Janet said hello from Michigan. Christine said she's on the coast of Newton, North Carolina, clear across the country from you. Yep.
He knows right where that's
I
at.
know where North Carolina's at.
Yeah, all too familiar, huh?
Where do you find the cheapest place to buy grapevine wreaths?
I think that they're pretty much all standard as far as price. I don't see really any of them going up in price greater than
$5.
$4 or $5.
Yeah.
Unless you go up in the size. Like I like to keep it right at 18 inches because I think that's a really good size for wreaths.
Yeah. Karen Wilson said we love you to stay home in Hope, Idaho. That's a good name for a city.
Hope, Idaho. I know, right?
Mariana said we stay local and have a family barbecue.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Connie Wells is in Blackville, South Carolina. Kristen said we just got back from a cruise to Cozumel. That's nice. Wow. That's awesome.
I think we're going to end up doing something fun.
Dora said we work on our yard.
I know. I think we did. All of our yard work is done for the most part, I think.
Bust my butt to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
Deborah said we stay home, sometimes have a cookout in our yard work.
Definitely barbecue.
Sue says we're going to Florida, but with the storm, they're staying home.
Oh, wow. That must be a pretty big storm then.
Linda asked, I'm from Michigan. Who else? Somebody else said they were from Michigan. Who was that? Oh, Janet says she's from Michigan.
Oh, yay. So as you guys can see, all I'm doing is I'm running my hands over the back of the wreath and I'm looking for any sharp points that might stick on the customer's door. Most people understand though with a grapevine you're not going to put any type of padding or felt or anything along the back of the wreath. Like for us, if we're going to put a grapevine and we're really worried about the scratching of the door, we will probably just use a wreath hanger. Yeah. If we were overly concerned about that. So all I'm doing is just running my hands over the top and finding all the little pesky pieces that stick up that you don't necessarily see.
Glenna said it's 8:20. It's actually 8:10 there in West Virginia. It is 5:10 here, Glenna. So you are 3 hours difference. You are in Eastern time, we are in Pacific.
Yeah, we're on the California coast.
Yep. Hi Gladys, you said hello. Dorothy is going to granddaughter's baby shower
Ooh,
Sunday.
that sounds like
Just
fun.
up the road about 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so I've given my grapevine its haircut, so I feel pretty comfortable that I've taken off
There's another
what
one
I generally want.
Denise Walton is also from Michigan.
Oh, awesome.
Mariana said, Kat, you are seriously one of the most talented and creative persons I've ever seen.
I just like to create. And I think this just takes, like, if you're a sculptor or a painter, it just kind of takes it to a 3D level. And I don't have to color in the lines.
Hi Sheila. Sheila said hi everyone.
Hi, Sheila.
Jane said it's 5:20 there, right? It's 5:10 here.
Yeah.
Vi is on. Hi Vi.
Hi, Vi. How are you? Trying to find the way I had my sign initially.
There's a bunch of Michigan. Tina, Karen are Michigan. You guys can maybe hook up with each other and do a wreath making.
I'm just trying to find my center. I had one all picked out the way I wanted, I think. I'm kind of looking at how I had it centered before, and I think that was it. It's funny when you have your idea, like, because I'm always playing with the sign, like, did I want to do it up here? Did I want to do it down here? You know, and this sign being so big meaning it's 14 inches. So the fact that it fits, it just kind of tucks in between these wood pieces is exactly where I want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
So the first, go ahead, Dave.
Christina said something awesome. She said she just wants to give a shout out to the private group for being such an incredible support system, even when it's not wreath related. You gals rock.
I know. Like I said, I love my group. They're not just people that are in my private group. I consider my private group my family. Because, I mean,
Getting that way, huh?
yeah, we talk about all kinds of stuff. You know, people going through their surgery or people that are going through a season of grief in their life and they're just struggling to just try to, you know, make it through each day. And so it's not just about, I'm popping holes in my sign right now. This is my 1.5 millimeter metal hole punch that you can get at Amazon. And I think it's right around, what, 15 bucks maybe?
I think it's Beadmaster is the name of it. Yeah.
Beadmaster, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just poking my pipe cleaners in. And I've already attached my card to the back because I remember I told you guys get your business cards so you can attach them to the back of your signs. Because we all know that when you hand a customer their business cards, if you're like me, I either kind of put them in a drawer or I kind of just set them someplace, but then I forget it. I forget about it when I need it.
Hey, just to let you know, I have the glue turned kind of high up, so if you want to turn it down a bit.
Okay.
I was just trying to get
The glue to melt.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take this, and because this one is so fairly thin, not thin as in like not very thick, but it's got really nice hole placement, I can kind of work my sign into where I want it to go and then just feed it through.
This one's kind of different. You're actually putting the sign on first. Do you want to tell
I
them why?
am. Yeah, I'm putting the sign on first because number one, the sign is so large. I want to work around the placement of the sign. Because normally I think like even on the sunflower one, I think that was what, an 8x8 or a 10x10. It wasn't quite that big. So I just kind of want to see where everything's going to be before I start placing the rest of my greenery. And as you guys can see, I have a huge warehouse of, I guess you can't really call it greenery because it's not green.
Floral.
Yeah.
Phyllis said, hey, Ken Steve. Phyllis from Denver, thanks to you. I made my third wreath and it came out beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you. Are you sharing pictures on our page? Because I love to see what you guys are turning out.
Yep. And then Caroline asked, do you get your flowers at Hobby Lobby? She gets them from everywhere.
Yeah.
Mainly from Hobby Lobby, but...
These ones are all left over from my, either the stash that I got when I bought out the storage unit that somebody was selling, but like the ones in here and the ones here are all left over from what I had left over from last year. And most of them I got from Hobby Lobby. But like I said, I was so far behind, I didn't even realize it. I felt like I was in a race and just running and trying to catch up.
Hi, Antoinette.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Judy.
So this is what it looks like right now with our sign on. So now this is again going completely against what I teach or have taught. Like when we did the sunflower one, we did all the greenery first because I knew I was going to put the sign off to the side. Here I'm going to be putting, I'll turn it this way, the bow's going to go here. So I'm going to work the bow and attach the bow so that when I start adding like my leaves, these leaves are going to kind of just cascade down and just a touch around, probably going to leave about this much maybe to where it's not covering the grapevine. So you can still see that it's a grapevine, but that it's covered with, I'm not going this fall. Like I'm not going the browns, the reds, the oranges. I'm still going with greens that are transitioning from the spring stage to the fall stage with this wreath. I just wanted something that people could hang on their door for the summer and it would get them through summer and then into fall, and if they wanted to, they could leave it up on their door all fall long. Okay.
Glenna said, do y'all do messenger notice to subscribers when you're coming on?
I don't. A lot of the other people do. I don't. If you just like and follow the page, you generally will get a notification on your phone, but you kind of have to be on the phone to get it. But by liking and following the page, you should be notified. And there's another thing too, because people are saying that if they go and click on the like button, it automatically defaults and adds the follow. But you want to click that drop down follow button, because under the drop down follow button there's a couple options. One is default, which is it'll randomly send you just generic posts as Facebook sees fit. But then there's another one that says see first. If you click that, the first 5 posts that I post on the page, including being notified on lives, will automatically come up. So you want to select that option. So
Let's see.
what's up, babe?
Okay. Carolyn said, yep, we're definitely family on the private group.
We are.
Dorothea said, love watching you. Cynthia said hello.
Hi,
Lynn
Cynthia.
said hello. Jane Ward is on. Hi, Jane.
Hi,
from
Jane.
Australia.
Love that.
Liked and shared. Hope you have a great weekend. You're already into your Saturday.
Right.
It's crazy, huh?
Okay.
And then Penny said hi from Detroit, Texas.
Hi, Penny.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm starting on my bow, and the color palettes that I had to pick from, because these were all, again, leftover ribbon from last year. So this is from, I actually have a bin, actually I have 2, maybe 3.
Maybe 5.
4 or 5. Okay, 5 but floral is something totally different. I think ribbon, I have like a bin of fall ribbon. He's giving me this look like, okay, we just went to Joann's today and you were telling the lady you have no room for ribbon, which is true for all ribbon. But this is all left over from last year. So this was Hobby Lobby. This was Joann's that I'm going to use. I like these colors really well together. I like the orange along with, like, I guess you'd call it like a purple, like a plum.
It's like an ombre color.
Kind of. And then I want to incorporate that green. So I'm going to be adding this into our bow. And then I'm going to add some of this sheer green. So these were my color choices. But I brought out everything else, again, just to make sure I had plenty of this. Hobby Lobby had this last year. So as you guys can see, I had quite a bit. They'll come out with this again. These are the 30-foot rolls, so make sure that you guys are picking these up like crazy. The regular burlap, don't be in a hurry to buy that when they start to put it in their fall section, because you can go to the regular ribbon section when it goes on sale for half off and just get the standard burlap. So don't get sucked into that, like, oh, I have to buy it now. So
Gloria said she loves doing grapevine wreaths, especially fall ones. Love your color choices.
I love these colors.
She's in Northwest Ohio. You're glad you're still doing free tutorials, learning a lot. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so to cut our dovetail, because I'm going to do the fall wreath on my bow dabra just because that's what I'm comfortable with. I still need to practice more, and I will be practicing, and you'll see me use the Pro Bow more when I want a uniform, precise, perfect bow. So if I want something that is, I don't really have anything that I can see that I've used it with right now. I just want an imperfect bow, like not 100% perfection, and I don't want to really struggle using it. So I'm going to use this, but I have to dovetail my ends. So to do that, you would take your wired ends and put them together, and then from the fold side, you're going to cut to the wired point end. So just like this, we're just going to cut it just like so, and this will give you a perfect cut every time. This is my favorite ribbon from last year, so I'm going to kind of know how I want it to go. So I'm kind of just measuring about how long I want my tails. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's about 9 inches. So I'm going to have about 9-inch tails just on the bottom ones. So I'm starting with my bottom color first. So when I put it into the bow dabra, I'm putting the right side fabric up for my tail. And then as I go through, I'm pinching it and twisting it to where the right side is down, wrong side's facing up. And the reason we do that is when we, and I always turn this because it keeps my ribbon from getting all crazy. When we turn it around, that wrong side now becomes our loop. So when we get to the top, you grab it, you twist it, and then you push that twisted point back into your bow dabra. And I'm checking the size of my loop because I know you guys will ask. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches is what my loops are. So 9-inch tail, 5-inch loops. So I just do that a couple times, and I'm going to probably put in about,
Hi, Brenda.
let's see, 12. 1, 2, 3,
Hi, Ida.
4. 1, 2, 3, almost. This is where I want to make sure I got my base numbers right, because then all I do is follow my loops with the next consecutive ones. So when I slide them in, you can put your fingers in them and just make sure your loops are the same size. That way you don't have like this one arm of your bow that's really long and then the rest are all really short. So they just act as measuring tools. And then I'm going to twist this back. 12, 6, 7, 8, to right about here. Remember, we can always cut our bow tails shorter if we need to, but we can't extend the length on them if we cut them too short. So that's my first component, and then now I'm going to come in with this plaid and add the plaid. And again, this was left over from Michael's. So with the fact that it folds over, I cut that folded piece off, and I save these because I save a lot of my ribbon scraps, and I send them to Jane at Jane's Front Door Decor so that she makes signs based on colored ribbon. So I have a whole box I need to send them to her. So I dovetail my cut, and because my tail is here, I'm going to start this one over here, not quite as long. This one has a right and a wrong side. It kind of doesn't look like it, but the ends of where it's wired's folded over on the wrong side. So I'm going to take this one, make it just a touch shorter.
Hi, Jan. Hi, Sue. Hi, Dolores. Hi, Joni.
So this one's about 7 inches long. Again, my wrong side fabric is up. I just move it around so it just doesn't tangle. Twist, push it back down in, make sure it doesn't go beyond my other loops. Push it down, twist.
Sheila said prayers to you for a quick recovery with the pain in your hips.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it's just arthritis, but right now it just seems to be, yeah, well, they call it bursitis, but the anti-inflammatories that I've been taking for the last year should have been helping, but they're not. So I just want them to look at it and tell me, is it just arthritis? Because if it's arthritis, we all know that there's really not much we can do, because you can't reverse arthritis, but we can just stay more active. So I'm twisting my right side back.
Hi, Maribel.
And cutting this off.
Audrey said she's always loved the fall colors. Her mom was
I do
born in
too.
past the month of November, so she loves the oranges, whites, browns, and golds tones.
Hmm.
And then Jean, they're both, those are both 2.5 inch ribbons.
Yeah,
wide.
these are both 2.5. And they're last year's, what did I say, Michael's and Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
So, we know that more than likely these, they might make a reappearance, but they won't be exactly the same this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like doing a mix. I wanted more of a muted orange, not like, what do you call it, like Halloween orange, yeah. Like even when I was picking out pumpkins, I think Steve took most of the ones I didn't want to use. Like I can't see using this. I'm more of the muted tone person, not quite bright. Yeah. I know those colors will come later, but I wanted more muted colors. And then I'm going to take the ombre. I think I'm going to add the green first.
Maya said she lucked out. She got a huge bag of fall leaves and floral stems and bushes for $5.
You know what? Now's probably a really good time if you start hitting up your local yard sales. The ones that say Halloween or fall decor, go.
Yep.
Or look at the de-stash sites. But again, you need to know what the value of your ribbon is, because I've seen some people on these de-stash sites selling ribbon that they're getting at Hobby Lobby for the full retail price, knowing that they probably got it at 50% off. Yep. And they're selling it at, you know, like a roll of the burlap or even the window pane they're selling for $10 a roll. But we know that they probably bought it for $5.
Yeah. Hey, Nick is on. Hey, Nick.
Hi, Nick. Okay.
Hope you have a good Memorial weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Safe Memorial Day weekend. And I've got one more to do on this side. So this is a sheer, like green. This is still available at Hobby Lobby. So this one's like $5.99 a roll, but if you wait, I think ribbon is still on sale through tomorrow, if I'm correct. Because I think florals were on sale last week, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Normally I'm pretty good at knowing that. So I'm going to do my last. The sheer green does not want to stay because it's got a smaller tinsel strength than the thicker ribbon does. So I will come back and dovetail that one in a minute.
Do you want to push it down with the thing? Or?
Not yet, because I'm going to add the other one that should hold everything in place.
Becky, I think she does. She said, do you have any videos using a light blue sparkle mesh for the base? For ideas, this will be my second one I've made. You can check her Facebook or her YouTube.
I think the Under the Sea one we did, I think. I'd have to look. Maybe. I might have done a beige, like neutral base on that. So again, and if you guys notice, I'm doing 2 loops on each side, so that's making a 4-loop bow. I'm dovetailing my ends. I should do this one before.
Christina said florals are this week, so then ribbons.
Okay, ribbon on Hobby Lobby will be next week, so you can get your beige window pane mesh. Remember, it's in the burlap section all the way at the bottom. So wherever you see the burlap at, that'll be on sale for $5. Start stocking up on that for your fall ribbon. Stock up on your basic burlap. Stock up on the window pane mesh if you want to do your beachy wreaths.
And follow the retail. So if they're stocking fall,
and they are,
start buying fall.
And they are. And if they're stocking, well,
I haven't seen Halloween out. I haven't seen Halloween out, but I've seen fall out.
Yeah, they just started. So as you guys can see, I'm checking my bows and making sure that I've got consistent loops with my green on both sides. And it's okay if your last ribbon is just a smidge smaller, because as bows go, I'm just going to take this one and make a single loop a little bit smaller. Same thing on this side. a little bit smaller, and then my tail. And then our bow is finished. So I want a predominant bow. I want a fairly big bow to go here. So that's why we're starting with our bow, and then we'll come back in and we'll add our floral. And we'll cascade our floral all the way down. Well, not floral in this case, it'll be more like leaves, picks. What is it? Leaves, picks. Some flowers, like we'll pull some of the mums, some of the little yellow daisies, some brown daisies, stuff like that. We'll bring that into play.
Hi Shirley, hi Jan. Wow, Sheila said her Hobby Lobby already started stocking Christmas.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Some people are saying that their Hobby Lobbies are stocking Christmas. I haven't gone yet. We haven't been. That's probably a good thing, because I'd be like, if they stock it, I'm like, okay, the worst, like for me, the things that I'm going to be stocking up on are picks, obviously ribbon. Right now, even though they might not have an awful lot out, if you see a pick that you love or a ribbon that you totally love, and as you guys can see, I'm just taking a pipe cleaner, and because when we're putting it in the bow grabber, it smushes everything together, I am just twisting this, making sure I have the right twist going on, and then you can twist it with your hand, and the bow part technically is almost done. So I'm going to put this right at the very top of my wreath, and I'm going to use the wreath as like my fluff box, and I'm going to fluff on my wreath. So just like so.
Jean said your loops and tails are shorter than the first ones?
Yes. I always do that. The ones at the very bottom, if you think about like a regular bow, they're always going to be longer, and then slowly, gradually, like as they get closer to the top, we'll
taper up.
Yeah. Thank you. What's that word? Taper. So once I have this on, I'm going to start from the bottom, which are my gold pumpkin bows. I'm going to move my tails where I need them to be. And because I fastened it on there really well and made sure that my chenille stem was twisted really tight, I can go back in and really pull on my ribbons and pull them in opposite directions of where I want them to go. And it's just a matter of personal preference. Like, do you like your plaid between your orange, which is what I'm trying to do, is kind of pair off my plaid.
Hi Denise, happy Memorial Day. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you guys for sharing. It makes finding it so much easier than trying to find it on my page, unless you're doing that on a home computer. So now I'm going to do my green. So I'm pulling my greens apart. So these are all those colors that I told you I really wanted to kind of pop. The greens, the oranges. And you can always tell if you've taken the time and fluff your bows. And more than likely I'll be fluffing again before the very end, because once we start adding some of the floral, we'll be fluffing yet again. If you don't like the length of your ribbons, you can come back in and trim those down. I'm trying to make them to where they all fluff in the right direction. Take this one, twist them down.
Sue said she saw this sign today at either personally yours or Jane's front door decor.
This sign?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Would be, because this sign I think from a few years ago.
Yeah. And I don't think it came from either one of them. I want to say, because it had, I would probably think that if it came from anywhere, it'd be Craft Outlet maybe, or the Wreath Shop.
Yeah.
That would just be like the typical type of signs that you would see from them. But I'll have to look, double check. They might be like changing out their designs from what they did last year.
Yeah, or they could be super similar.
Definitely. So as you guys can see, I'm just taking my ribbon and fluffing it to where I want it to go. And we'll be fluffing much more as we add to this. But this at least tells me from here, I can start building my floral, in this case leaves and flowers, to go and cascade this way. Adding picks with our, what is it, pumpkins and squash and gourds. So I was trying to find all the things that were replicated on the sign without going crazy color like this. Even though I did pull them out just because I wasn't looking at the sign when I was going through them. But like Steve and I were looking at this one. This one's really pretty. So we're going to be adding this reddish colored pumpkin. And this was a pick probably from Hobby Lobby. And I still like this orange, even though I said I want to do prominently green, but still adding just, if you notice, I don't think you can tell, but on this one, the edges of the leaves are turning green, and it still has
the green leaf turning orange.
Yeah, the green on here, which is, I'm looking at it. These are acorn, and then it's got like little maple leaves or ivy leaves attached. So we will be using these. We're using some more maple. I've cut some acorn. I've got these that we might gonna be incorporating. Lots of different colors, lots of different textures. So I will be able to tell you where this one came from.
Rose said fall's my favorite season of the year. Thanks for the lesson.
It's my favorite too.
Hi, Darlene. Audrey said the colors reminds me of your Facebook page.
Oh, I know, right? Because that was the very, very first wreath that I did when I decided to turn it into a business. And it's actually the wreath on my oldest daughter's front door. So it was taken from her front door.
And the orange leaf is the same ribbon, I think, that we have on our business cards. Yeah.
Is it? I think it might be the burlap one with
that one with the orange leaf. I think.
Maybe. Yeah. So because, and these picks were from Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby had these last year. We will be adding these. So there's going to be a couple of these that are going to get added to this. So you guys will know that I generally will take my picks and I just play with my colors. So I'm probably going to be incorporating these about that location. Because number one, it kind of helps hide your chenille stem. It doesn't really get in the way of the sign, which we don't want to get in the way of. And then up here, we can incorporate some broader leaves, like up here, under this. And you guys will see me gluing these in later. But this is what I do. I will play with all my color palettes, making sure I have enough. I have like tons of the greens we'll be adding. We'll probably come back in and add some maple in this color palette. We will add some florals, so probably some of the yellow and the browns. Not so much orange, because I still want this to stay more green, less. This is like what I see as full-fledged fall.
That's bright orange.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go that direct route.
Denise asked, does Kat use one of those bow maker things, the hand with all the pegs? That's called the Pro Bow.
The Pro Bow I do if I want a perfect bow. Like exactly perfect. This way,
symmetrical.
Yeah, I think the bow dabber for me gives me a little bit more creativity to kind of play with it. I can make my loops bigger on one side or smaller on another, or less than, more than, and I don't have to go with a particular formula. And in all honesty, I just haven't played with it enough. I did it on my pet wreaths to show you how to do it, but that's about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to start up underneath my bow, and I'm going to start to layer my, whatchamacallit, my leaves. I totally love these leaves, so I don't want them hidden so much that I can't use them per se.
You can use some of the acorn leaves.
Like I want them just right here, so you can see them under my bow.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Antoinette says she has the bow dabber, but she's never used it. Antoinette, you really have to practice with it because it's a great
It
tool
really
to
and
help you
truly
make
is.
bows. Plus, you can use it to hold your deco mesh curls and all sorts of different stuff.
What, the Pro Bow?
No, the Bodabra.
Oh yeah, the Bodabra. You just have to play with it.
Yeah. If I said your bow looks awesome.
Thank you. So now all I'm doing is I'm taking, and let me move this so you guys can actually see this. I'm just going to set this to the floor. So this is my glue skillet. Again, you can get this on Amazon. And I'm just dipping it because for some reason, I don't know why it is, I burn myself more with the glue gun than the glue skillet. I don't know why that is. Because you can pick and choose what temperature you want
The glue skillet.
the glue skillet,
yeah.
and the glue gun's like high or low. So if I don't want to burn myself, I need to keep it on low. But if I'm impatient, I flip it to high so it hurry up and gets hot. And inevitably, that's where I end up burning myself.
I'm going to zoom in a bit.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just sitting here. I've added in my maple leaves that I wanted because it kind of just really takes the colors that are in the bow and it just accentuates that and adds it to the bottom. So I'm going to take these, which these almost look like hydrangea leaves. But remember I told you guys save all your greenery? These are where you can incorporate some of that extra greenery that you might have left over that you really didn't use and add those because I'm just covering the spaces behind my wreath. So like right in here, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to put it underneath, but I'm going to kind of cover that just like so. And you want to make sure you're pretty generous on your glue. And you guys notice I have a silicone mat already there. So my silicone mat will catch the threads as I'm dragging them across. Just sticking those in there. And then with the glue skillet, all of your threads, you just toss them back into your skillet.
So Belinda and Jean, I zoomed in a bit so you guys should be able to see a little better.
Yeah.
She's kind of gluing from the other side, so it's kind of a hard shot to get.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm filling this part first with a lot of the stuff that I don't really care if I see it or not, but I need to fill it. So I'm just using some hydrangea leaves.
Filler leaves.
Yeah, they're just filler leaves. Like, they're really super big leaves.
Shirley, yes, we'll probably go to Cracker Barrel for dinner tonight. Maybe. We'll see.
It's fish fry night.
Oh, that's true.
We're not big fish fry fans. It just depends. If we got summoned, again, like we did last time. So with these ones, these are...
Janice says she burns herself more with a glue gun, too.
See, skillets work great because I call it dip and stick.
Yep.
So I'm just pulling...
And that was actually what Nick recommended, too. So the glue skillet.
The glue skillet,
yeah.
Absolutely.
And it works great.
And...
We gotta try that new one.
Which one?
Remember the new one that it doesn't have legs, but it's all like on one thing?
Somebody had that. Someone
Yeah.
posted that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Someone posted it, I think, in our group. I don't know if it's a private group page. Again, I'm just cutting all my leaves.
Yep.
Just different colors, different shapes. And then it has like these little ball things on it. I don't know if I'll use these. So all I'm doing is cutting down all the pieces and looking at what will I use versus what won't I use. Push my ribbon over here.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Marty.
He said, hope you and Steve have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. You too, Marty.
Happy Memorial Day to you as well. Definitely. So again.
Thank you for your service. I think Marty's an expert.
Yes, he is expert. Yes. So again, I'm like, here's the green. I'm almost like kind of color mixing them. So I was like, okay, I have so many of these and so many of these. And then of course these little ping pong thingies. So that when I go to lay them, this is too green for me. So I won't be using this. But this is where I'm saying, keep all of your greenery. I have a giant tub full of leaves that maybe came off of a sunflower or came off of one of my other hydrangeas, and I just take them and you keep them. because you'll use them somewhere.
Hi, Birdie.
Another pig.
Cheryl, that protective piece under the glue skillet is actually a silicone baking mat.
Yeah, it goes on a cookie sheet. I think it's like 11 by 17. And we got that at...
I think Walmart.
No. Let me think about that. Bed Bath & Beyond.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond. So here's some more.
Great for catching the glue. You can just pull it right off the mat and stick it right back in the glue skillet.
Yeah, it's crazy how easy it is to clean it off of that mat. Here's another one of these ones. Love the reds. Reds, yes. Oranges, not so much right now.
Well, the duller oranges are good.
Yeah, and all I'm doing is just going through and sorting through. You think that one? You're like, it's up to you, you can take this one. I know, like there's so many different things that you can sit here. Like I'm liking the way the wheat looks. This is ivy. The wheat definitely makes a really good pick idea. And then I had some wheat too. Oh yeah, like this. So we might be incorporating some of this in with our greens and florals and gourds. I see there's like these ones. This looks more like a pear though. But there are definitely ones that look more, not quite so glittery. And I'm just pulling all the ones that I'm thinking about using.
It's like the start of fall rather than
Yeah, exactly.
right in the middle or end of fall.
So let me just make sure. I'm just sitting here going through.
Thank you guys. If you guys could all like and share, that'd be awesome.
Like this one's great. There's another one. So again, these are more leaves. And as you guys see, I'm just pulling them off of what I like.
I'm zoomed in.
Okay, that is fine. I'm just pulling like little ivy pieces out. This is super cute too, but I need my wire cutters. 1, 2. Again, these are Hobby Lobby picks. I'm just deciding if I'm going to use them or not. So now I think I still need to come back in and lay some more colors in. So I'm just experimenting and looking at, do I really want to incorporate that red? And I'm thinking, no, it's too red. Because in comparison to the ribbon, in comparison to the colors, even though, look, I have this one, but I think it's going to get buried underneath all these.
Well, you can still see it as a little pop of color.
Yeah, okay. So I will use this one. So right now what I'm going to do is build a base of my leaves that I want. And I'm just taking them and sliding them in. Making sure I don't burn myself. And just making a base. Doing the same thing on both sides, because Steve likes things to be, what is it? Symmetrical.
Symmetrical.
Exactly the same on both sides.
That's the word of the day, symmetrical.
It will be the word of your day, not mine. I don't like them symmetrical. They don't all have to match.
I know. Hi Trisha. Hi Fred. Hi Karen. Thanks for sharing.
So I'm trying to do it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing.
Karen Manigault said, hi, coming in late. Love the fall colors.
I know. This one's going to be a favorite.
Hi,
And
Valerie.
the nice thing about fall, right? Because I always tell customers I don't replicate my wreaths. I just do like one of each for them. You can do something like this and change out the bow and leave everything else the same. Like I had one customer last year for her custom orders. I had a lot of custom fall because people wanted it to go with their kitchen decor, or they wanted it to go with their front door, whatever they wanted for their front door. So they would change. Like when we go to our friend's restaurant, Paulina's, She wanted all darks. Everything had to be dark colors. She wanted dark purple, dark green. What other colors do we do? Plums, purples, greens, and browns.
Chocolates, yeah.
She did not want
gold, yeah.
no orange, no typical
bright
Halloween.
Yeah.
So we did end up doing something like that just for her, which she loves. It's been in her restaurant like the whole year, even though like fall came and went.
Well, it matches all of our restaurant colors.
Yeah.
Hi Valerie, hi Joy. Caitlin just joined, said hey mama.
Hi Kate. So as you guys see, I'm just taking my leaves and I'm just layering them little by little, sliding them into the grapevine. Just kind of creating different colors, different textures as I bring them down. And then I'll go back in and we'll add the florals, and then we'll go back in and add the picks. So with this, if you're not 100% comfortable with, do I want this to go there? You can do it one of two ways. This is where it frustrates me. You can lay it all out, not glue anything, and then one by one take it and try to go back in and glue it. Or you can just start gluing it and just hope for the best. But there's no right or wrong.
As long as you're kind of layering, so.
I'm layering, but I'm layering patterns, I'm layering colors. Right. And I want to kind of go over here, I think. Take this guy out. Because I haven't been building on the same sides. And I know what that will end up doing to me is it will end up leaving me short somewhere. So I'm mixing colors, which means the same colors on this side do not have to match the same colors on the opposite side. You can mix and match. You can do lights and then add some darks. You can add some smalls and then come back in and add some short ones. As long as you're just using enough glue to make sure that that stays put. And for me, I'm just taking the glue like this and I'll slide it right in between.
Hot enough for you?
Yeah, I didn't lower the temperature.
Okay. Even
though you asked me to, I left it the same. You can decide if you want your leaves to go over or under branches that are already there. It's entirely up to you. But this is just like our sunflower.
Move the glue pot a little closer on the mat if you want to.
The what?
Move the glue pot over here.
I will. I'm just moving them around, placing them where I want. Taking more of my picks and bringing them down. And just sticking them wherever you want them to go. So no real rhyme or reason to it. Here's where all everything goes back in the pot. Nothing's wasted. Okay, that's going on my pick. I'm going to put in a few more and then I'll go back in and add some floral.
Then I think you're going to go back in and add your other bigger picks, right?
Yeah, I'll go back in and add some of these, and then I'll come back in and add some more floral. In fact, I should probably add this one. I had one I had already pre-bent to fit in where I wanted it to go. So the nice thing about picks on a wire, sounds like birds on a wire, you can bend them. So when I pick this up, you can take them, you can position them where you want them to go. These are pretty nice because you can kind of go under and over
the grapevine.
The grapevine. Yeah, you can just weave them like an ivy generally would.
Yep.
Just like so. And then just position your leaves however you want them to be. And I'm going to come back in
Did
and
you glue
add
that
this
one
one.
down? Did you glue that one down?
I did not glue that one down yet. So, yeah, and I know that's the question you're going to get asked. Did she glue that? No, not yet. So
Kathy,
this is where I was telling
Kathy, after
you.
you use a pick on them.
No,
A pick machine? No.
no. So I'm kind of pushing these ones so I can look at them from the same perspective you guys are. So I have them in generally the same spot, just like so, and then I'm going to add more floral this way. But for now, I'm going to take these guys because I like where these are in relation to that. I will take this, use a generous amount of glue, come in and really give it a good push all the way through the grapevine. I wonder if I want this one on top of or under it. I haven't decided yet. So we'll leave that one there. I'm gonna come back in, see where I put that one. And of course, I forgot I had woven that one through.
Belinda, you might want to try just logging out and logging back in. She said everything is black.
Yeah, because if we're still recording here.
Yep.
Okay. Trying to make sure that they're in the same position. Approximately same position. They don't have to be exact. Again, I'll take my ivy, wind it around that. I have one branch that just sticks out a little bit more than all the others. Position your little, I don't know what they call them, the little bead things that go on there.
There's little berries.
I guess. The berries. Wherever you want your berries to go. Just like so. And then I said we were going to do these. So with these, again, these came, I want to say from Hobby Lobby last year, but you should start to find these now in the sunflower section because they come as a big bunch in different colors, but look for things that are more brown, more, whatchamacallit, yellow, not so much.
Like a umber.
Yeah. So you want to push your greenery up. Again, another big dollop of glue. I'm going to come back in here. And this is where you're going to start adding some of your floral into the mix. So here's our pick again. Pushing this up. Making sure my greenery is way up. Big dollop of glue.
Big dollop.
Big dollop. I know.
Sue said she actually did go back and try to look at several places for the sign and she can't find it. So yeah, it's from a couple years ago, Sue.
What did it say?
But you could probably find something close to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say start looking at who would be good places to look for. Maybe you guys, I'm trying to think, people on the East Coast, they have really good vendors that we don't have out here. Old Time Pottery, maybe, might have something similar.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if Nick is still on. Nick might, if he's still on, he might know maybe where the sign's from, or you could try checking with Personally Yours or Jan's Front Door Decor and show them a picture of it, and they might be able to do something like it.
Depends on copyright.
Well, I said something like it.
Similar, it just depends on what copyright infringement pieces would come into play. So I'm adding some right alongside my bow. The same.
Yep, Kathy, we were just trying to help Sue.
Yep. So I'm going to add quite a bit of my floral to backfill. Oops, probably should cut that one off a little bit more. So I just come back in. As you guys can see, I'm just building, again, layers, layers, layers. that one's done. Have a single rider. Single rider.
Thank you for sharing, Betty. She said, Sharon, that's looking very nice so far.
Thank you.
And Sandra said, looking beautiful, love it.
You can even, if you wanted to, you could take pops of sunflowers. You can add like a big sunflower component in here. I'm just going with some smaller pieces rather than something really super big and huge.
I think you're just going down for more toned down colors, right?
I am.
More toned down, not bright.
Not bright. Not yet. Well, because my ribbon isn't bright. It's more muted.
Right.
So this was, as you came up with this one. This looks like it came from Hobby Lobby as well.
I'm zoomed out so they can see everything now.
Okay. So I'm just coming back in, lifting my leaves up, and then stuffing the flowers inside. And it's always good if you wait for glue to dry before you try to pick it up and put it back in there. It makes it much, much easier to pull off. Again, more of the green. These are almost like baby mums, is what they look like. So I'm going to add a little bit more here, because I had that guy that was all by himself. He needed a couple companions. So this is what it's looking like so far. Ignore the glue threads, because these will all come off. And then we'll refluff our bow at the very, very end. So a couple more yellows. This is where it's just picking and choosing. It's all preference. You don't have to go out and buy all your florals. For me, I started with the ribbon. The ribbon was my big, huge indicator. Or not the ribbon, the sign. I started with the sign, and then from the sign, I went and picked out my picks, which were the muted squash, the muted colors of pumpkin, and then I went with ribbon. And I was thankful that I had a lot left over from last year.
This is the metal sign, so you guys can obviously try, craft outlet, the Wreath shop, search for signs. Gail said she's, once she gets out and about, which is going to be a while, Gail, she said she's going to look and see if AC Moore or Old Time Pottery has something close to that sign.
See, that's what I'm thinking. That would just be the companies that would probably have something similar to that. And I'm just thinking, like, even on our side, we don't have all those. Like,
here's a tip for you guys too. If you guys see a sign that you really like,
get it.
Well, obviously get it. But if you don't know where it comes from, believe it or not, pull up Google and just type in harvest metal 14-inch sign and see what comes up. No, I'm just saying, see what comes up in the images. And a lot of times the images have links to where you can get it from.
I was going to say, did you look that up? Did you figure that one out? So I'm just going around, turning your wreaths, constantly turning it.
Hi Kathy, she said everyone, she's so late, don't worry about it. And Margaret, this is an older sign from the storage unit we bought. So it's probably a couple years old. Oops. So people are still trying to go around and find something similar to it.
Are they really looking for it?
Yeah, they really like the sign.
I know. The sign is super, super, super cute. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a couple little picks of pumpkins. So I like where that one just basically showed up. That always generous glue. So I'm adding some pumpkins to the side.
Sure, they said looks really nice. I love doing grapevine and florals.
I know, right?
Yep. Hi Nikia. Hi Deb. Personally, yours make the signs, or she might be able to make something like it.
Something similar, you would think, right?
Yep.
And so what happens when you don't have a stem for your picks, like this one didn't have any, I just took a piece of wire off of one of my florals and poked a hole in it, just like so.
Cheryl says, haven't done a grapevine wreath yet, but I did pick up 2 when they were on sale at Joann's. You need to try it. They're fun.
They're super, super fun. I love doing grapevine.
Yeah, I do too.
Grapevine, I think, are probably my favorite because you can keep adding or you can stop. You can take away some different elements that you like or don't like. Like I'm sitting here pulling off squash.
Hi Holly. Antoinette, this is an 18-inch grapevine, and you can get them usually at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's for around $5. And then you can obviously use some sort of like 40% off coupon.
Yeah, I mean, or a lot of us in the private group, when we catch stuff going on sale, I'm just adding more gourds, like these little gourd things, we'll post, sign up for Joann's, sign up for Michael's, sign up for Hobby Lobby. Even though you might not have one close to you, they can definitely, when you get your coupons emailed, it'll tell you whatever they have on sale, whether it's grapevines or what's the other thing?
Yeah.
Wire wreath forms go on sale.
So the 18-inch Antoinette, really, I wouldn't pay more than $5.
No, never. You can sit here and add baby acorns.
Gail said she found it.
She found it? All right, Gail, where was it?
Where'd you find it, Gail?
Gail's like, okay, the one person who can't go outside of her house finds it.
Vi said it looks amazing. You'll have to hold it up here in a second.
I will. I'm just adding some acorn pieces. Again, I'm going to wait for my glue to dry before I go pull it off. It's about as real as it gets. Okay. I'm just snipping. Like, I thought about putting pine cones in this one, and I was like, nah. Pine cones, more Christmas.
More piney, yeah.
Yeah, more Christmassy.
More Christmassy.
So I'm just adding little touches of acorns. Let's see this thing. I wanted these in here. I don't know why.
Gail said I found a sign for $12.99 on Google.
Just Google?
Well,
but who's carrying it?
Yeah, who's carrying it, Gail?
Gail's like, just a minute after I purchased it first. Right?
Yep.
She's like, let me get mine in before all you people just leave.
Yeah, you'll have to show them the Apple sign too.
Oh, yeah, but the Apple one, I don't think I'm gonna make that one for us. I'm just an Apple person. It just has fond memories. It's one of the best memories I've had of time spent with my dad. What? So now I'm adding these funky little wheat picks to it. Okay. Steve's making me show you guys. Show us everything. We want to see everything. So it's all about textures. I mean, you can add in these little berries as soon as I get the glue off of it, because those are all on little picks. It just depends on if you like it. Like, play with it. Put stuff on it. See if you like it. See if you don't like it. I'm just throwing them in there anyway.
Nancy is on. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
She says, gosh, Kat, you have such a creative mind. That is really beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, so look. This is what I've done so far. I'm not done yet, though. This is where, I don't know, I like playing with textures. I like playing with the floral. I like playing with little picks. And
she found it. She said the sign is at
dun, 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 dun.
LisaCreativeDesigns.com. Rustic Harvard Country 10 sign.
Is there only one though?
Oh, I don't know. She said for $12.99.
Ooh, but I wonder if maybe someone like me, say for example, has it and I just want to sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if it's a legit sell. Does that make sense? Or if someone just has it and maybe it's left over from their stash from last time. I'm just cutting more acorns off this pick. And then I'll add a couple more little floral thingies. And then extend out my wreath a little bit.
Cheryl said, love what you're making. I got a note from you at 6:44. So that you're going live in about 15 minutes. Tune in at 7. I see I missed a lot. Yeah, that's weird. You should have got a notification right at 5, which is about an hour and 10 minutes ago.
Exactly. So again, I'm pulling more.
Jeannie said, love the wreath.
Leeks, leeks, leeks.
I'm
Thank
zoomed
you.
in. I'm zoomed in a bit right now.
Okay, I'm just looking for more pig things that I like. I really picked my pigs apart.
You're picked out on all the picks?
Yeah, well, see, I'm pulling off the things that look like wheat. I don't know why. I like these things. They just,
Yeah, the wheat
it's
tips.
interesting. It's just an interesting texture. So I'm just adding them into the mix with everything else. It's just different. Just like these things. I will end up using, not on this one, I will end up using them somewhere. I like
Almost
them.
looks like it's a pomegranate, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, huh? Do pomegranates turn that color though? Or is that a fake, like amplified color?
I think they do if they're on the leaf too
Do
much.
pomegranates turn this color?
They
I
turn
don't
to
eat
dark red if you leave
pomegranates.
them on too much. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I am not a pomegranate eater, so I wouldn't know.
Or if you stop watering them.
Or what?
Or
Stop
if you
watering?
stop watering them, they turn that
Oh
dark.
Lord, let's hope not. So I'm coming back in and adding some more, just, I guess it's dimension, just more items.
Yeah.
Okay. Fly, be free. And now I'm going to come back in towards the bottom. I think what I want to see, and I think you guys might agree, is I'm just going to, for the bottom, just extend ivy underneath these.
Maybe turn it around so it folds down.
Huh? I will, but I'm just saying, like, just in general, more of an ivy kind of flowing thing to the bottom. You mean like that? Take this one out and add this one.
Yeah.
You know I'm doing this upside down, right?
You can turn around.
No, I'm just saying. But this would have to almost be face down.
Turn around.
But I think, yeah, more ivy towards the bottom to finish it. And as you guys can see, I started at the top with something obviously big. I laid my base of flowers down first, or leaves. So that's what you want to do. If you look around the side, I'm filling. I'm going down. I make sure that, gotta clean this one up a little bit, but the leaves are going all the way around, that you're going all the way around the side, not just working on the top,
There's more
all the way around. I know, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
But all the way around and adding. So now I'll come back in and add a couple more little picks to make these come down.
Gail and Vi are shopping for the last sign. Gail said it only let me put one in the cart, and Vi said just popped over to that site and it says one in stock.
Oh, wow. Good luck, women. One of them will end up getting it. You know that's what it'll end up doing. Okay.
Shreya said, hi, can't see if I can't wait to try to make a grapevine wreath. Love what you're creating.
They are so much fun. Because you, like I said, I guess you just have to get to a point where you trust how the process goes. And I think that's just basic with any type of floral design, is you start with layering big.
And they're truly one of a kind.
Yeah, really, right? I will never make, it'll never ever look like this, because your leaves are going to be different, your berries will be different. But
Okay, who got it, Gail or Vi?
Are they still shopping? Oh my word. So now what I'm doing is I'm just coming back in and looking underneath. What do we need to add some leaves to? Because you've got to finish.
Jane said, hi, can't see, just getting home, so we'll watch replay.
Oh, no worries, Jane.
No problem, Jane. And then Kathy said, oh, does your dad still make the walking sticks?
Yes, he does. So if you guys are interested in a walking stick, let me know. Okay, I shouldn't call them walking sticks.
They're
but
canes.
they're also not really a cane either.
They're cane.
I don't know. I call them walking stick just because it's easier for me. But some people use them as canes. But he does them for the vets. I'm actually proud of him because he's going out and selling them on his own now. He's selling quite a few. I think it was just encouragement to say, Dad, you can do this. People will buy them. So now he's doing it. But if you're interested, message me He does them in 2 colors, light and dark stain. You can't get real specific like cherry wood, although that's what I want. I want cherry wood.
Deborah said, sometimes I have trouble knowing when to stop adding on the grapevine. Yeah, a little bit.
Just keep going. I think you'll be able to tell.
Carolyn said, like they say, just do it. It's fun.
Jump in. I mean, what seriously is the worst that's going to happen? I don't think... Have we ever made one that we've totally hated and had to take apart? Ever? Babe? I'm directing that question to you.
Not really. You mean a grapevine?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think we've ever torn a
It's just
grapevine.
plain. Yeah. It's like sculpting with real floral.
Vi and Kale are actually saying they're giving it to each other. They're saying, I'm not shopping, saving for our trip now. That's what Vi said. And then Gail said, I already bought signs today, it's all yours, Vi.
Aww.
And then Antoinette said, y'all funny.
They are. Well, because they're not... I guess they're just... They're not that way. Like, you would think most people would be like, oh, I'm competitive. If I wanted it, I gotta have it. Yeah, they're not that way.
Brenda says that there's only one left. Brenda, it's all yours then if you want. Get it.
Well, they're still duking it out. No, you can have it. No, really, you can have it. No, you can have it. Just go in there and get it.
It's like the Eggo waffle commercial.
Right? No, you get it. No, you. So I might use this little baby pumpkin right here. Because I'm finishing the edges, which is...
It's not too bright.
No, this one's not too bright. But I'm going to give him a fake stem. Because the bottom of him actually had a hole in him.
Oh.
From where he was like sitting on.
A pick?
A pick, yeah. But I just want him to sit in this hole I created in my ivy. Just for him. Okay.
It is.
Moving it there. Yeah,
Pretty
literally I'm almost done. You're like, yeah, sure you are. You're just gonna add more stuff to it. No, I'm not. But this is where, like, okay, you start big. Like, I had those 2 picks, right? You saw me enter the 2 picks, and then I added floral to fill in the gaps from the bow to the pick. And then I added some floral to the pick so you can't tell that the pick is separate from the floral. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Sharon, you can go back and watch the replay. She said she missed everything.
Aww.
Karen said, they better hurry up and get it or I'm going to go get it.
I would go get it.
Just get it. One of you.
I can't get it. Well, technically I could. Steve could shop for me, but I won't do that. But seriously, someone needs to get it. And no, don't send it to me. We're going to send it to you. No, don't send it to me. I'm good. Okay, so maybe I'll add these couple pine cones. And I have to add
No,
one
you
more.
said no pine cones.
Okay, add acorns.
I think you did.
Acorns. Acorns. So it's just a matter of finding like little things and just add some acorns. Add some little baby ivy. I wanted more like baby flowers.
Why don't you hold it up and ask everybody if they think?
Well, I know what I want. I'm just looking to see if there's more floral in here because I put this one on the ground. There's all kinds of stuff in here. See, look, like these are all what Hobby Lobby sold last year. They had baby corn. I mean, you could totally go in there with baby corn, but I won't do that.
That's literally her picnic basket.
Well, it's a welcome basket.
Get it, pick, make.
You're so funny. Don't give up your day job anytime soon.
I can't.
You're funny. So, again, just experiment. You know, look at stuff in relation to size. And then, I need a baby pumpkin. Here he is. Because I added a baby pumpkin there. So I need a baby pumpkin here. Right?
Yep. Hey Mary, I don't think anybody else has had any issues with the volume. She says we're coming in very low.
Besides the fact that I'm kind of not talking really, I'm gluing. So I'm going to I am not going to add a baby pumpkin to this. I'm going to add a squash to that so I didn't go controversial completely on you and it doesn't matchy.
We turned it up a bit.
You turned it up?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 or 2 more leaves to cover my sides and I'm done. Believe it or not. Done. Seriously, I would stay here. This is relaxing to me. It's just sitting here playing, putting different things on, adding more stuff.
Kaylin said, while they go back and forth about the sign, I will get the basket.
What basket?
I guess there's a basket. Unless she's talking about your welcome basket. But
Oh. I welcome baskets from Hobby Lobby.
maybe she found the basket.
Maybe.
I'll have to look at that sign again.
Somebody today just got their day made when they're like, man, that sign's been sitting there since fall of last year. Somebody finally bought it today.
Well, Gail says lisacreativedesigns.com.
So does that mean that you didn't go get it?
No, I've been on live.
No, not you.
Or everybody else?
Yeah, I'm surprised someone else hasn't, unless they're being secretive about it and just not saying anything. Okay.
Or unless every time you buy one it says, oh, just one more available.
Oh, that's true. That's how Etsy works. It doesn't tell you how many is actually there. So let me fluff my bows. Because remember I was telling you guys I added so much to my bows. You don't want it to infringe upon your sign. Make sure these all fluff. And these really do good during fall. Do I think anyone will buy them anytime soon? Closer to fall they will. But that's okay. If you look, like I said, if you look at all the big name wreath makers right now, that's what they're making. People are doing Halloween, they're doing fall. I'm looking. I have a couple. One more. He needs to be heading home. But a lot of the big name wreath makers are already ramping up for that time of year. Okay, so look, since you guys are all at the same sign place, this is the one that I think I'm gonna keep. I like it too much. My kitchen used to all be apples during the fall, but it just says apples, fresh fruit, tasty apples, you pick, 5 cents. This actually has the price tag on it, and it's from Michael's, but I don't know what year in Michael's.
Yeah.
So, but that's what these are. It looks like it's just a sticker on top of the sign.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
But it's from at least probably 3 years ago.
Or at least a year ago.
Yeah.
At least. Okay, so now, let me clean up my mess. Because that's the thing about grapevines. They are messy. But they look amazing. You can't get that look with Deco Match. You can't get that look with an evergreen. Grapevines are just their own. And I honestly, truly believe that you guys will not have any problem selling them. But I'm trying to guess. It's probably going to happen more like August, maybe. So let me show you what it looks like. And I'm pulling all my glue threads off right now, that I can see. What do you guys think? Give me some hearts, give me some loves.
Yeah, everybody's giving you some likes and loves. I just said gorgeous as always.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Debbie. I said that is gorgeous.
Right, if you guys want to keep this on your page, because you guys know where it'll be, more than likely you probably won't have as many things being posted per day. But maybe when you're ready to start your fall, this tutorial will be there for you. You can like and share this and post this on your own page, your own business page. It's entirely up to you. So I will take this and put this on the door to show you based on size what it looks like.
Everyone was saying beautiful, gorgeous. Deborah said I would have trouble sewing it because she'd want to keep it for herself.
That's where you just have to keep making more, and then you'll love that one. Like every one I made, I fell in love with. Like the really dark, more like macabre kind of one. I fell in love with it. It turned out really, really super cute.
Kim said, love the wreath. All your wreaths turn out wonderful and you teach very well. I love that your husband and you work together on the wreaths. The wreath is so beautiful. Yeah.
I'm like trying to make sure that it's like centered.
Yep.
And like they're not completely symmetrical because I have a flower here and no flower here.
I'll zoom in a bit.
Because Steve's like all about has to
Stay
match.
right, stay right off to the side, babe.
Huh?
Stay right off to the side by the wreath.
Why?
Because I'm zooming in.
Why do I have to be over here?
Just so you can say
Oh.
thanks. Love it. Have a great weekend.
Okay. So what do you guys think? Super, super easy, right? We're going to be doing a lot of these during the fall. So your best things to look for as you're stocking up is little florals. Don't necessarily go with a lot of these. Like pick up one or two bunches that'll get you through some of the, like you could, technically you could probably come in here and add some sunflowers to it. And then just migrate, maybe not so much orange, but more like sunflower leaves. You can incorporate that, but look for the smaller stuff because that's where it's going to really help you to go small scale like miniatures. So look for small little daisies, little mums, picks. So when Hobby Lobby has those out, don't wait for them to go on sale. That's my biggest piece of advice I can give you is don't wait. If you see something you like, if you see a ribbon you like, if you see a sign you like, if it's at Hobby Lobby, pick it up, use your 40%. Take your kids with you. Do a separate transaction because you can do 40% off. You know, like Steve and I go, I'll take a 40% off and then he'll pay and take another 40% off. So if you see something you absolutely love, get it. Don't wait. The biggest mistake I can tell you is at the beginning of December. If you're gonna look for your picks for Christmas, your Christmas ribbon, anything that you like to build your Christmas decor, it will be sold out. Literally. Because people at the beginning of December already have their Christmas wreaths. You might sell it to people at your local festivals, craft fairs, stuff like that, because they can go home and put it right on the door. But we know that Christmas is a busy shipping time. We know that it's going to probably take about 7 to 10 days to get that wreath shipped out to you. You have to have your stuff made 2 to 3 months in advance. So for us, it's what, May 25th, 26th? So June, July, August. So we're creeping into the fall Halloween series.
Yep.
That's what has to be in our shop.
Let's see, I'm going to zoom up here in a second, but then Carol asked how much would you price that wreath for?
This one, 70. You could probably, it depends on how high or how much more. If you wanted to add maybe some more picks, you can go 75, 80 easily. You know the signs anywhere between $13 to $15 if you can find the sign, plus your wreath, plus your labor, plus your bow, plus all the picks. And a lot of the picks that I was pulling off, and I should have saved them, are about $6.99 for like this type of pick. The whole thing is a $6.99 pick.
I'm zooming in right now.
So, yes, you might not have an awful lot in deco mesh, but your picks, your florals, those are all going to add up so easily. Yep, and don't worry about shipping these. These will ship so well if you put them in the right size box, you anchor them down with those adhesive little squares that you can get at Home Depot, Amazon, comes in some of the sign manufacturers sign things. What I would do is I would take,
Brenda said it looks like it's worth more.
you could ask more.
You could ask more. But about 70 is about the going price. 70, 75.
Yeah. Who knows what they'll start to go up for this year.
Yeah.
But these are the little adhesive tabs. They come in a box of 100, but once, or a little bag of 100, but once you open them, they just get everywhere. But you take these, you would stick these in the bottom of your shipping box, and then you would take your chenille stems, and I usually find a completely contrasting color so it's easy for the customer to find. So maybe like hot pink, because they would know hot pink doesn't go on that wreath. So I would take this tie, this little adhesive tab, I would put it right underneath my grapevine, because you can run your chenille stems horizontally or vertically. So right behind here,
On the
and
box.
I would anchor this
Yeah.
into the box, just like my hand is holding that.
Yep.
To put it here, and then also to attach one here.
Yep.
You can even attach one here, and I would guarantee no matter what that box looks like, that wreath will go all the way to wherever it needs to go.
Yep.
And it'll arrive. Your bow might be a little smushed, but that's why we do wired ribbon.
Jane said, "I wish I could have been here to watch to watch you make the bows, but I'll catch the replay."
Yeah, right after we're done. That's
and on YouTube.
the second
and then
thing we did.
Kathy said, "Did you hand make the bow?"
I did
used
the
The
Bodabra, and I used it with this bow or this ribbon, this ribbon, and then the green.
The green.
I used all four, and I made 4 loops in all of them.
Beautiful.
So 2 on each side. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then you're done. And then you can cut them. Like if you don't like how some of your tails might be too long, or you want it to stick out more, just cut them. If it's too long, cut them. That's why I said go a little longer than you want, because you can always cut them shorter, but you can't attach more to the back and make them longer. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart for always tuning in and being faithful and watching us on Friday night. What are we making on Sunday? I think Sunday we're gonna do the sign that we got from Personally Yours. It's not a memorial sign, but it's I thought of you today.
Oh, okay.
For people who have lost
Their
family
loved ones.
members.
Yeah.
Because it kind of ties in with Memorial Day,
Yeah,
not so much vet memorial, but it could kind of go hand in hand with that, because we definitely remember a lot of our family members and friends on Memorial Day or any holiday.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to take a spin at that one and do that one on Sunday. So if you're here, watch us on 5, right?
Yep.
California time. That's 8 o'clock to you guys on the East Coast, 7 o'clock to you guys in the Central Zone, and 5 if you're on our time.
Yep. Kathy said she just received a wreath that she purchased, and it was tied with those little mounts you're talking about, and it shipped beautifully. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the perfect way to ship. And that video is available on our website. So if you guys YouTube it, or it's on the Kats Creations page, it's there for you guys if you need to know how to ship.
Yep. Okay.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. I will see you Sunday live at 5. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Memorial Day.